Everyone, so today, as you can probably guess, I'm going and reviewing a foundation for you. Obviously it's basically the only thing on my face right now. Today I'll be reviewing the Huda Beauty Foundation. This is called Faux Filter. If you want to see how I feel about this foundation, and just keep watching. Hello, my lovers. Basically, Huda Beauty is a huge beauty influencer. She used to have a blog and used to do a lot of makeup and DIY videos, and she kind of got big and ended up creating her own line. She started with lashes and then ventured into lip products, and then she has like a line of nails and things of that sort. She does have eyeshadow palettes as well. And now she came out with a foundation, which I'm very excited to try. I'm always on a search for a better foundation. She did provide online a list of the most famous foundations, and she matched them to her foundations kind of as a base on what color you would be. So she included in the list like Kat Von D foundations, MAC foundations, Estee Lauder foundations. Those are like the most well known. And some were so unique that they couldn't even really match it to anything. But this did give me a pretty decent base on what my color should be. I did pick this foundation up in Custard 220N, which is neutral, which is kind of interesting, but it was closest to the Estee Lauder foundation that I use. So the packaging looks like this. It's pretty light, so it's plasticky. Like, it looks like it's glass and it looks like it's super bougie, which it kind of is. It's very true to her logo and her coloring. It looks like it's a pretty thick plastic. The top is black and then it fades out into a black, which does look nice. Inside there's a pump, and I'm just gonna spray some on here. So it's a pretty thick foundation. It's not, it's kind of moving down my arm, but it's not dripping down. So it's not a cream, but it's not a liquid. It's like right in between. It does look pretty pigmented. And the color looks like it should be fairly good as well. So inside this box, there is a primer little sample, which I will be using. And let me see if it does have directions. So on the directions it says, using a pump or less, apply foundation evenly all over the face with a dense brush or a beauty sponge. For best application, pair with the Huda Beauty Complexion Perfection Pre-Makeup Base. That's a long name. As you can see, like me moving my arm around, it's kind of shifting around, but it's not running all over the place. I am going to go and open this. My face is clean. I just took a shower. My makeup just kind of ran off from what was left over from last night. And this is like a cream. But this feels really thick and like kind of almost greasy. I really assumed that this would be more like a pore filling primer, but it's not. It's like a very thick and like cream, and it feels oily. So I'm really hoping that this doesn't make my skin oily. Not that my skin is oily to begin with, but you know, I usually like to use mattifying primers and pore filling primers, and I don't quite really know what this claims to do. Anywho, I'm just gonna go and kind of dot this all over my face. And I did only do one pump. I didn't do more. It seemed very thick and like it would have good pigmentation. And I did watch one video on a review of this foundation, and they brought up the fact that it has a very strong smell, and I can agree. Like, I can smell it on my face right now. It's very noticeable on my hand. I'm not a huge smells in my makeup product, kind of like the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. Like, I love that bronzer, but the way that it smells, and it's a nice smell, but I just don't like when any of my makeup has a perfumey smell. Like, this to me kind of almost smells like an old lady, and I'm not entirely very intrigued by it. So it is pretty thick on the face. Like, it's not gliding around as easily as I thought. Off the bat, this is pretty full coverage. I don't think I have anything that's this full coverage, honestly. Even like my most high coverage foundations, I don't think I own anything that's full coverage, honestly. But I do have some heavier foundations that do not do this. This is kind of cool that you would only need one pump. Color wise, it's a pretty close match. I'm not upset about the color at all. I do not even feel the need to go in with another layer of this. Now that I have one layer of the foundation down, I'm gonna go in and kind of discuss the pros and cons as of this moment in time. It is thick and it is heavy. I can feel it on my face, and the smell, I just feel like the smell is like an old lady smell. At the end of the day, what is going to make me not want to use this foundation is the smell. There's a reason why I don't have any of the chocolate palettes or the peach palettes from Too Faced, because like I cannot stand when my products are infused with smells that there shouldn't actually be. I'm gonna go and do the rest of my face, and I'm gonna come back, and then I will kind of wrap up and do my final thoughts on this. So I hope I don't look too crazy because I literally have no eye makeup on or any lip products. I just have my eyebrows done and the base. I think this is absolutely something that people would love who want to have, you know, very high coverage, very flawless skin. Like, as you can see, you can't see any of my blemishes. It looks great. This would look amazing in photography. I have nothing wrong to say about that. I feel like it is sinking into my fine lines, which I almost never have a problem with. And I think that's just kind of what comes with having a thick foundation. So I wouldn't necessarily say that their primer is the best. I would say if you really like this foundation, maybe try using it with pore filling primer to try and make sure that things like this didn't happen, because it's literally sinking into my fine lines right here. And I'm 23, like, my fine lines are tiny. I hate the way that it smells. Probably going to be the reason why I do not use this foundation. Even with my nose congestion, because I'm allergic to light, I can still smell it. So if I were to not have any allergies at all, because, you know, like, maybe I pray to God that one day that will happen, this would bother me even more than it does right now. Things blended very nicely on it, it's set very nicely, and it is very high coverage, so you do only need one pump of this. The foundation is $40, which is pretty up there in price, but it's pretty normal considering the sphere of makeup that she is within. She's not in drugstore, she's not in cheap makeup, she's in pretty much like middle to high end kind of pricing. On October 13th was when this foundation launched in store in United Emirates, in Dubai Mall of the Emirates, Murdiff City Centre, and Yas Mall. And then in the UK, it launched in store in Harrods and Selfridges, London. In the Middle East, it launched online at Sephora. In the US, it launched online at Sephora. And then online also in the UK, it launched in Harrods, Cult Beauty, the official Selfridges, and then official Brown Thomas. And you could also get it no matter where you were from the Huda Beauty site. All in all, I think that if smells are something that do not bother you, and if you do like thicker, cakier foundations that are very high coverage, I think this is for you. For $40, it's a great bargain, but for me personally, this is just not something that I'm gonna go and use on a daily basis, or like ever, honestly. It was really sad because I was really excited for this, but I just cannot. I can't. It's just, it literally makes me want to take this off right now. So yeah, this is how I feel about the foundation. I hope that this does help you make a decision whether you want to buy it. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.